Hi, welcome back to PPCV and another training video. Today we're going to talk about drills, actually two drills in particular. We're going to talk about the Combi drill and the impact drive. So hopefully by now you leaders have all used the drills and you feel comfortable with them, and the idea of this video is that you might be able to pick up some new tips and tricks, or if you just want a refresher, it's the night before you're due to take out a group and you'd just like to brush up on your drill skills. So you should find these drills living in this box here, which lives at Brunt's Barn in our storeroom, and inside this box you will find lots of Combi drills, lots of impact drivers. We have multiple because, like you all know, we have some large groups at times. You will also find in there a couple of Tupperware tubs, one which has got drill bits in and one which has got screwdriver bits in. We'll talk a little bit more of them later on. The first thing I want to do is talk to you about the Combi drill. I'll bring you in closer and I'll show you a few of the little features it does. So this is the Combi drill. It's a great drill. I'm sure many of you have reached for this drill straight away when you open the drill box. So it does lots of different features. So you've got on here, you've got a drill setting, and if you can see all that, it's just a drill bit on here, and that's for, you put a pilot drill in, a standard drill bit. Let's find you one out. A standard drill bit, you pop it in the chuck, you tighten it up, and you'd make a pilot. And it'd make a nice pilot hole. The second one would be, I twist it round, is masonry. So it's a little hammer on there, and that's basic masonry. I'm not going to demonstrate that, but that would be for just drilling into some brickwork or stonework, a little bit of concrete if you want to put a brown plug in and you want to fasten a post to a wall. If you want to do anything a little bit more technical with a masonry bit, and it was something a little bit bigger, we have an SDS drill, which I'll make another video on in the future. Then we move on to these numbers. You see all these numbers on here? Let's spin it round, and it'll go from 1 all the way up to 12. So that 1, if I put it on 1 and I was to put in the screwdriver bit and pop that in here, and I was to put this screw in here, I'd get resistance. But if I was to spin this round on, say, number 7, get another screw. These are a PZ2 screw. We'll talk more about those in a minute. Again, I put it in, I've started it nice and slow, a little bit of pressure. See, that's gone in there, but it's gone in perfectly flush. Perfectly flush. So now if I turn this up to number 12, we'll put it on full, same screw. That's ploughed straight in. You can see that's gone really deep into the wood. So that's ploughed in there really deep, and actually a lot of people would say that's exactly how you want it, but it's not. Lots of the timber we use, I would say 95% of the timber we use is tannalised timber. It's made for lasting outside, and by ploughing the screws in that deep, all you're going to do is expose the timber to the elements. You're going below the tannalisation, you're opening a little pocket for the moisture to sit inside, and then the post will rot a lot quicker than we want them to, really, because you've opened it up to the elements. So if you could have them sat flush or just slightly below, like 2 or 3 mil, that'd be perfect. So that's the combination drill. It's a great drill. The batteries are the same on the impact gun, which we're going to move to next, and the combination drill. To take them on and off, you finger down like here and just pull. Same on again, you put them on. And these batteries are all great. They're all different sizes, and they have a light on there so you can tell what charge they've got on. And will last a lifetime, these batteries, looked after, and we've got plenty of them. What more can I tell you about the combination drill? It's got a torch on the front. So if you're ever working a little bit later than you should at PPCV in them winter months, you've got a little torch there. So let's move on to the impact gun. I'll take the bit out so I can show you. So the impact gun is slightly different, so it doesn't have the chuck the same as the Combi drill. You have to pull it forward and drop it in. I'm going to do that one more time. I'm going to bring you a bit closer. So I'll show you that one more time. So I've got my standard drill bit sat in this, my screwdriver bit is sat in the sleeve, the same as using the Combi drill. I place it in, I pull it forward, and you can see, I just pull this forward and just push it down my finger, let go, and that's in there nicely. So when you're putting your screws in with the impact gun, you need to remember that there are 3 settings here. So lots of people will grab hold of the impact gun, they feel quite scared of the impact gun, it's quite aggressive, you put your hand on it, you can feel it on your wrist, it's got that power there. And it's a lot shorter than the Combi drill, and looks different. Lots of people are used to a Combi drill, they're not all used to an impact gun like this. So I'll tell you that there's 3 settings on there. You can see that when I'm pressing the trigger, that's number 1, nice and slow, number 2, number 3, and you build it up there. So when I'm ploughing in a screw now, which I'll do to show you, I take my screw, I slot it in. One little tip I'll give you is put your screw into your screwdriver head first. Make sure it sits well. If it's moving too much, you've got the wrong bit. So put it on, start it off on the first setting, so it's nice and steady. Going down, move it up to number 2, so it's up, then up to 3. And just plough it home with number 3. So it doesn't need to be too aggressive, and used well, these will save you a lot of time, and they're a lot more effective than you get with a Combi drill for putting screws in. One thing I didn't mention on the Combi drill, which is the same on both of these, you've got your forward and backwards. If you need to take the screws out, this little switch here. If I need to take them out, I click into it, and it will just pull them back out. Press it again, and it's gone back in there. So they're a fantastic tool, same batteries as before in the Combi drill. They're all multi-use. Again, there's lots of these in this box here. So I think in total we have 4 or 5 Combi drills and 4 or 5 impact guns. So there's a lot. So used correctly, the impact gun and the Combi drill are an absolute fantastic tool to work together. If we're out putting in a new boardwalk in Mac Forest, for example, and we have the Combi drill doing some pilot holes, we have an impact gun putting in, ploughing in a 200 or 300 screws, and if we needed to do any springs or on any gates, we've also got the impact gun with the socket set on top of it. So now let's have a quick look at what we've got in the box, what you should come to when you're out on a day in the box. So in the box you should have the drills, the drill bits, not always the batteries. You will possibly find some batteries in there, but they're on a shelf at Brunt's Barn next to the chargers. I'll do a short little clip about charging them and where they are in a different video. So you should come to the box, you should have 2 Tupperware tubs, and then you'll find all the drills inside. I know what you're all thinking, it's never this neat and tidy. Yeah, that's a fair point. So this is the bit we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about these 2 Tupperware tubs. So in this one you're going to find all these different drill bits, and there is a real selection in there. We're not actually using drill bits that often at PPCV. We'll get the odd masonry bit, which you can see here. We've got the odd wood bit. The wood bits are the ones with the little spikes in the middle there. So I'll put some close-ups on the screen so you can see these properly, so you know what the different ones are. And there is the odd metal drill bit in there. But mainly the ones you wanting to use are the pilot bits. And there's a selection of pilots in there. This is a great example. So this is a 5mm pilot, brand new one in the box. If you wanted to pilot some holes in some really tough timber, maybe a piece of oak for example, you could use this wood bit, universal wood bit, and it's really good. It's a great way. So yeah, you will find a selection of all different drill bits in there. You don't use them that often, but they are there if you need them. This is the one you're going to find more useful. And in here there's a real selection of different bits. There's brand new sets, there's some old ones in there. If you do come across a broken one, just get rid of it. Bring it back to Brunt's, put it in the bin. But the main 2, I always try and buy the same 2 types of screws, are a PZ2 and a PZ3. You can see the difference there. This one's really flat on top, and that's a PZ3. This one's got a point on there, and this is the PZ2. So these are posi drive. And what I was saying a minute ago, if you get your screw and try and slot it in, see if it works, that one slots in there lovely, no movement at all. So you've got the right one. This one, it won't go in. It physically won't go in there. So you know it's the PZ2. So you'll quite often find with these modern day boxes of screws, it'll say on the front, this is a PZ2, and actually inside it'll come with the correct screwdriver bit, so that'll be in there. If you don't use this and you decide to use one of a better quality, which is in this box, because these aren't always the best quality, but we have better quality ones in here, just stick it in, someone will use it at some point. But I'll leave that one in there because it's a brand new box of screws for when you come to use them. So that's about all I can tell you about what's in the box. But before I let you go and enjoy your day volunteering, I'd like to just show you two more techniques. One on placing something in the chuck on the Combi drill, and also when using the drill upright and keeping everything straight and in a straight line, getting the best out of your drill. So I'll bring you over to this piece of wood I've got set up over here, and I'll show you how to do that. So I quite often see people, they select their bit to put in the chuck, they put it in, they give it a little bit of pressure on there, and then they tighten it up, they turn it left, and they give it a real piece of tightness there. And then I see them screwing away a few times, and it comes loose and it's shaking about. So there's a little tip I've got for you here. So we'll go back to the beginning. We've done exactly the same. We've put it in, we've put a little bit of pressure on and let it spin, tighten itself up. Then we've spun it left, but then what you want to do is just tweak it one section back, and it'll make a click, and that will lock it in place. So when you're screwing away, if you've got that correct, this will not come loose. This will not come loose at all, and it kind of locks it in place. So I'm going to take my screw. I've got the right bit in there. I'll just double check. I'll put it in. Not too much moving. It feels right. It looks right. I've checked on the box. It's a PZ2. So I'm going to place it on my piece of timber. Start it off slowly. I'm going to put my palm behind the screw. I've got my hand on the trigger. Not too much pressure. And there we go. And that's stopped nicely. It's probably 2 mil lower than the piece of timber. So that's about exactly what I was looking for. And then I could do the same with the impact gun now. So if I was doing the same with the impact gun, I'd swap the bit out. I'd slot it in. It's in well. We know it's the same bit. I'm going to drop this one just below. Started it off. Already I can feel there's a lot more. It's a lot more aggressive than the Combi drill. I've got my hand on. I'm going to use the trigger. I'm going to work my way through them speeds. Hand on the back, speed 1, speed 2, speed 3. And that, you can see why people find that a little bit more intimidating, but it works absolutely fine, and actually a really great piece of kit once you get used to it and you're happy with it. So that's another PPCV training video completed. I hope you've all enjoyed that. I hope you've managed to pick up a few little tips and tricks. If I've missed anything there, please let me know in the comments or send me a message. Hopefully you'll be able to use some of them little bits along the way now when you're out with your volunteering groups. And yeah, I'll see you all again soon.